Welcome to Downtown Cafe. Please subscribe to our channel and also turn on your notification bell in order to get our latest updates.
But since they use their military might, their sects, and their money to make you open eye, they make open eye to our leaders who have cowed. Look at that. They count the only economic mineral of the country. You loot. That's looting. It's looting. On top of that, now you carry a stooge and put there, so that he does only your bidding. I say it is open eye because the French have no right and no reason to be in Niger.
Senior Barrister, our focus tonight is the coup in Niger, the crisis in Niger. What risk and lessons for Africa and the world?
Please, you see, when we talk of Niger, we are tempted to think that is a country that is miles away. Niger is a country that is closer to us than we may imagine. In all the major cities of Cameroon, when you go to each roundabout, you find families of beggars. The father and the mother sit there and they send the children down to go harass people begging. Those are people from Niger. You can imagine it. Now, when you go down to our streets, you see men and women hawking traditional medicine. Those are people from Niger. Now, you imagine at what level the degree of poverty has touched this country. That the citizens are forced to leave their country and go to neighboring countries. It's not only Cameroon. Go to Nigeria, it's the same thing. They are there as well. What is the reason? If they stay in Niger, they have a choice either to live or to die. So they have no choice but to go outside and beg. Now, the person who is responsible for this is the French. France is responsible. I consider this open eye. It's open eye.
What do you mean by open eye?
Okay. At independence, France granted independence. France never granted independence to anybody. That independence was granted by the UN. But the French made open eye to the 14 African states. How can you ask a person who is not existing to sign a treaty? Let me take a case of Cameroon. The Accords in Cameroon were signed in 1959. Was there a state of Cameroon? Was there a Republic of Cameroon in 1959? Legally speaking, you don't have a juristic person, a public juristic person who can contract. I call it open eye because they forced the people who were there at that time to sign those accords, which are legally not binding. But since they use their military might, their sects, and their money to make you open eye, they make open eye to our leaders who have cowed to carry their governments to go show them for approval, to align our educational policies to theirs. Is open eye, and it is that open eye that has made them go to Niger. Many people think that Niger has only uranium. No. I was following a program on one French TV this morning, and I realized that Niger is also mineral rich, and many of the land minerals have been reserved, have been kept as a French reserve. Now, my good brother here said, how can Niger, that is a uranium producer, that was supposed to produce energy for free and distribute to other people, be begging for electricity from Nigeria?
That is even suffering from electricity problem.
When I looked at the economic figures, I was told that Areva pays the Niger government, I think, 27,000 francs per kilogram of uranium. 27,000 francs. Other countries sell that very kilogram for almost 235,000 francs. Look at that. They count the only economic mineral of the country. You loot. That's looting. It's looting. On top of that, now you carry a stooge and put there, so that he does only your bidding. I say it is open eye because the French have no right and no reason to be in Niger. Now, let me just anticipate you. We have been hearing that ECOWAS wants to send troops to Niger. And when I heard that thing for the first time, I put my hands on the head. I said, what stupidity? How can people be this stupid? The coup plotters made their coup a bloodless coup. They kill nobody.
Yes.
They have Bazoum in keeping. Now you want to come and bombard them to install Bazoum. What do you think the most logical thing for the coup plotter to do will be? To avoid being bombarded. It's not to kill Bazoum.
Of course.
It's stupidity. They think that, you think that you come to invade Niger to install Bazoum. The people you are coming to invade will sit there and begin to look at. They will kill the Bazoum and his entire cabinet. When you invade, who will you install? You say no, it's stupidity. So I think that these ECOWAS, who have never built a single store in Niger, they have not built a single classroom in Niger, who want to go and destroy what they never constructed, they should have a rethink. The people of Niger are asking for one simple thing. We want to eat, we want to live, we want to send our children to school. We don't want our children to be beggars in neighboring countries. Is that too much to ask for? I think that it is time for our African leaders to stand up and talk for themselves. I congratulate the Burkina Faso, Mali, Algeria, and Mauritania who have stood up that if there's any fight there, we shall join.
It's terrible. Tayyip Erdogan recently supported the coup. He said French.
Okay.
I watched in an interview.
I want to say something else.
From Turkish president.
I said this was a monumental foolishness because you cannot be carrying war to a place where you know a strong man is sitting. It is no secret that Malian forces have in their ranks Russian forces. It's no secret. Now Mali said that they are going to Niger. You think the Russian forces will stay behind?
Mali, Burkina Faso, even Algeria.
So any attack on Niger will be a confrontation with Russia. And that is only
so what does that mean for the peace of the region?
I think that if the junta in Niger simply asks Russia for help, then whoever is going there will be going to.
Yes, that's what now. Yes,
Senior Barrister, what would this mean for the peace of the sub-region?
Now, I think the sub-region would gain more if the countries are encouraged to cut off the strings of neocolonialism and allow Africans govern themselves. There's no reason why Francophone Africa should continue sending all its money to France. France is a uranium producer. They don't have 1 millimeter of uranium mine.
Even gold.
Timber. They carry Cameroon timber and they are timber producers. They don't have 1 millimeter of forest. What nonsense is that? No, it is time Africans stood up to their rights and say, look, take your soldiers away, leave our economies alone. I call those their accords open eye accord because at law they are a non-entity. They are legal nullity. Because you cannot ask a child to sign a contract. A country that does not exist, you force it to sign a contract. And then after independence, you come now to say you are enforcing it. Nonsense.
Barrister, you are a lawyer. You are a lawyer, senior barrister. All these things are happening in the face of the UN, the EU, other international, institutions. Is there no other way that these institutions can force these countries that are doing the open eye, in quote you are talking about, to leave these African countries?
Thank you. It looks like we have forgotten that when the Western nations or the big nations of the world met in Yalta, Dumbarton, or San Francisco, they were going there to protect their interests. It's not for nothing that they created a Security Council that will mirror all the big people. They were there to protect their interests. Now, what is happening is that the interest of one of them, the major interest of one of them is at stake. France. The French interests are at stake.
A veto power.
And I learned that NATO,
America has about 2,000.
I learned that NATO has sent some warplanes to Senegal, waiting to be used in Niger. I saw some images of something like that. Look at that type of nonsense. you want to protect somebody's interest in a place where you have never done anything. We have all seen the abject poverty in which the people of Niger are living. So you want them to die? You want to erase them off the surface of the earth because of the uranium God gave them and other minerals? Look, from the history, we were told that the richest man who has ever existed was called Mansa Musa.
Yes.
Barrister.
Mansa Musa he had so much gold. Where do you think that gold ends? That's the untold story. They don't tell you that Mali has been divided into two. The Malians, where they say Malian government, they are in the south. The north is in the hands of people who are financed by imperialists. And they control the minerals. No, it's a shame. I think the better thing for us to stand for is for that all these colonial forces should leave African states alone. Let the Africans manage their economies. We don't need French Central Bank to manage CFA for us.
Okay, Dr. Ni, before I come to you, let me take some few